system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history.
In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing.
The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming here before every single one of you today with what is likely the most significant message I've ever put out. If all of you remember clearly, 2021 was the year the YouTube censors caught a wind of me for speaking a message that they didn't like. It caused for my cancellation for quite a while, but at the exact same time it caused me to refine what I talk about on this channel. However, I'm gonna give all of you a taste of classic bull in this video, because I believe I've pinpointed exactly what this agenda is about to be in the coming months, exactly how that's going to affect financial markets, and I'm gonna make a case for one of the best predictions ever made on YouTube. Guys, we're about to head into the storm, but it's one that you follow me for, because let me tell you this right now. You guys here, you don't follow me on YouTube to get the day-to-day. You don't follow me on YouTube to get daily little trades here and there. You follow me for the big moments. You follow me for the black swan events, because when there's turbulence in the world, that is when I rise to the occasion and can best pinpoint to all of you what the hell is gonna happen next. 2020 to 2021 is when this community made the most money we've ever made. And that was while the rest of the planet was suffering mightily. I've been here every single day warning of these type of events for years now. And now they're arriving. We're gonna be prepared this time around again, because an exact repeat and another opportunity is gonna happen. And all of you are going to be prepared and get wealthy as a direct consequence. You see, guys, the thing that locked down the planet for 2 years, the thing that uprooted our lives for years, the health crisis that took the planet by storm, divided the masses, and changed the reality of finance and politics forever, is making a comeback. Scientists are racing to understand a highly mutated version of the health crisis that locked down the planet back in 2020. And the reason I'm bringing this up again is because I think that we're going to see an exact repeat this October of potential lockdowns and another round of this health crisis. Something I can guarantee to every single one of you is that they didn't just lock down the planet, issue all the mandates they did, without a plan to institute this again. And you best believe they're about to, especially heading into this decision of who's going to be president next year. I think you guys all know what I mean when I say that. But what I specifically want to talk about is how this is going to impact financial markets. Here, this is a timeline of the exact first day of lockdowns. The first day of lockdowns was March 19th and March 20th. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is exactly what happened as a direct result. The S&P 500 absolutely imploded in the lead up to C19. But then afterwards, we had a massive V-shaped recovery into new all-time highs. Next up, the DXY on the exact same day that the lockdowns began peaked And then we saw it absolutely collapse, creating a condition for where the stock market could grow. Then, as C19 was happening, and the crypto market, Bitcoin fell from around 10K all the way down to $3,500. And at the exact same time, XRP imploded from around 33 cents to 11 cents on the dot. Ladies and gentlemen, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because two things happened exactly on this day. One, lockdowns began. But two, we saw the Federal Reserve right here bring interest rates all the way down to zero. This little gray line right here is exactly when that happened. We kept interest rates low for about 2 years. And that caused the crypto and stock market bull run of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe an exact repeat is about to occur. Specifically this October. And the lead up to that is happening right now. The masses have been conditioned for this moment. And I believe it'll be easier to implement and quicker to implement than the first time around. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has increased interest rates very quickly. I believe the economy is fundamentally broken. Interest rates spiked up too damn quick. See, but Jerome Powell, he can't just drop interest rates after helping tame inflation without an excuse. There always needs to be a crisis for a drastic change in the financial system and for a drastic crash to occur. March 2020, it was the health crisis accompanied with the lockdowns. That was the narrative for what was already prepped to happen in the market. This time around, it'll be round 2 of this health crisis accompanied with lockdowns. And luckily enough for these politicians, Elizabeth Warren is spreading the message that it isn't controversial outside of Washington that members of Congress and their spouses shouldn't be allowed to own or trade individual stocks. I've got a bipartisan bill to put a ban in place, and I'll keep fighting to get this done. You see, this is actually one of those bills that has bipartisan support and support among the masses. But all this is to me is a massive signal that they're going to use this opportunity to make us, the American people, our retirement plans and 401ks, their exit liquidity right before shit hits the fan. See, these politicians know exactly what's going to happen before it does. And that's why they should call this stock ban bill the Pelosi Act. But in all seriousness, this is going to be one of the bigger catalysts to let us know that we're right on stage and right on track to see exactly what I'm discussing occur. You know what's crazy? Times of crisis are actually very bullish for crypto. The lockdown was one of the best times to be a crypto investor. The interest rate cuts was one of the best times to be a crypto investor. And I think a two-pronged scenario is about to occur. A catastrophic crash this October to shock markets, followed by a V-shaped recovery. And for those of you that don't understand the correlation between extremely low and even negative interest rates and CBDC adoption, do you think it's any coincidence that March 2020, the IMF published a report on their page titled "How Can Interest Rates Be Negative?" Negative interest rates are going to help roll out central bank digital currency adoption. And if you don't think I'm right on the money when it comes to this, you're out of your minds. Negative territory is an area they've been wanting to entertain internationally first, but it might hit the United States very, very soon. Let me make something clear right now. They will kick this can down the road as far as they possibly can. especially heading into an election year. They need another health crisis and another event for 2024. They need to begin the rollout of CBDCs and universal basic income. And if you don't believe me, just take a listen to this Bank of International Settlements interview where they discuss the benefits of CBDCs and everything I've been talking about since 2020 and the original health crisis hit. Ladies and gentlemen, the XRP community is going to be proven more right than 99.99% of the planet. But we're the biggest community of people in the world that's going to benefit financially from this, heading into the new paradigm.
I think you're talking much more about programmability of retail CBDCs, which restricts the use to specific contexts.
Yes.
Okay, so let me address that. So I think it's worth actually just thinking about how how programmability could have been used during the pandemic. So one of the things that we certainly found was that when the fiscal disbursements needed to happen in the early stages, so there was some economies went into shutdown, the economy was grinding to a halt. You needed to get the resources to people right away. The big dividing line wasn't between those economies with CBDCs and those without. And indeed, not many economies actually have CBDCs right now even. The difference really was how efficient was your banking system and how inclusive was your banking system in that most of the citizens, most of the residents actually had a bank account.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? Something I discussed throughout all of 2020 and even 2021 was the stimulus checks. Stimulus. The gift we received for long-standing inflation. Stimulus. The fee for our compliance. Isn't it so interesting how the problem, reaction, solution scenario rears its ugly head yet again? Problem. This health crisis is prevalent. We need money because we're locked down. The economy is going down. We can't pay our bills. Reaction. Let's give the general public some money. However, this money is not getting there fast enough due to the antiquated infrastructure of this financial system and banking system. Solution. Real-time gross settlement systems. Eventually CBDCs. Eventually, especially compounded with the fact of AI and automation taking away people's jobs, universal basic income, compliance, and complacency will become the norm. Survival is going to be the commodity they give us, with the small price of freedom to pay. And what you see on the screen, guys, is how many central bank digital currencies are under some form of research, development, pilot, or launched. Over 100 CBDCs are at some stage of development right now. And with Fed now going live and ISO 20022 going live as well, the perfect stage is set for the digital financial age. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to cap off this video for today, I want to hear what you guys think about what's going to happen in the next couple months in the comments below. Do you think we're heading into round 2 of this health crisis and lockdowns to create the perfect financial conditions for the bull run and also flash crash we're expecting? Or do you have another theory that you think is likely? I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts, and I can't wait to read your comments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.